Hey guys, so I am sorry that my videos are sporadic at times, but I'm also sorry if this is the same shirt, but I'm trying to make it, brighten it up a little bit for you guys here. I'm at my new place that I got. I just decided that with law school, you need as much focus as possible and you need to be in the best environment as possible. So I decided to get a roommate and get a place closer to the city, closer to my job at the law firm that I work at. But what I wanted to do today was basically just give you guys some advice on negotiating season. So, about now is the time where you all should be negotiating your scholarships and offers that you already have at the law schools that you applied to. Now, that being said, some of you are waiting for your February scores. Some of you retook the LSAT in December, I think, or January it was. If it's January, it's going to be a while. But the one in December, I believe, will come out in February. Now, I just want you to know if you have taken the September, October LSAT, or however they do it now, now is the time where you really want to start negotiating. Negotiating is key with scholarships. Now, the time changes every single year as to whether or not you'll be able to negotiate more money. Right now, because of the political environment and people's obsession with the political kind of going ons with everything with the impeachment, a lot of people are applying to law school. So it's important to have perspective when you're negotiating and to know, like, if you're in a more competitive year than, say, maybe last year or the year before. I applied for the 2017-18 year, and it was a lot less competitive than it is now. After Trump got in office, saw a lot more people trying to go to law school, trying to make a difference. They were like pretty much frustrated with our political system and things of that nature. So you found a lot of people applying to law school. Now, let's get to the negotiation part. For those of you who are ready, got your scores in, and ready to start negotiating. Here's the thing, you guys. Number one, know what tier your school is in. So if you are applying to schools, state schools that are strong schools, but are still like tier two schools, which are tier from like 50 to 100, then just know that depending on whether your school is public or private, they may have less or more money to work with. Private schools are going to obviously have more money, especially if the tuition is low. Which leads me to my next point, tuition. If your tuition is very low at the school that you're applying to, meaning $25,000 a year or less, just know that the school is not going to probably have a lot of wiggle room if they've already given you a scholarship to go up more unless you significantly increase your LSAT score. So these are all things to kind of keep in mind and kind of know where you're at as far as the school stats. Every school website for law school publishes their LSAT low, median, and high. Median meaning all of the people that go to this school get around this score after we average it together. But the top 75 percentile get this score, which is going to be the score you're reaching for negotiation. And if it's a very competitive school, if you're in the bottom 25% of what that LSAT score is, that means that you likely will have to have a very high GPA to negotiate. So these are things that you want to consider when you are applying and when you are negotiating. The other thing that I want to say here also is that a lot of people focus on the top 14 Ivy Leagues. One thing to consider about that is how much debt you're going to have. Because unless you're going to Harvard or Columbia or Yale or like those top 5 schools, um, you know, you really want to focus on how much you're borrowing, because unless you're independently wealthy or have a trust fund, being a lawyer does not guarantee you 160 grand a year job straight out of law school. It just doesn't, especially if you don't do well. And the thing is, you never know what your competition is going to be in law school because it's all graded on a curve. So remember that. Also, I cannot stress again the importance of the holistic process of applying. Meaning, I hope you guys watched my last video where I talked about the personal statement, things of that nature. Talk up your good points. And if they come back to you with a counter with your negotiation, have something ready to say. Like, that may be true. Maybe I'm in your bottom 25, but I did this, or I volunteered, or I did these things, or I had this outside knowledge that could really bring a fresh perspective in the classroom. Because law professors and admissions people are looking to have a person that adds value to their class in that of the years that they accept each year. They're looking to add value and to say, wow, we've got this person who has a PhD now who's also going to get a law degree, or we've got this person who, maybe their parents are from Somalia and like they have this such an interesting perspective. So just keep all of those things in mind when you're negotiating, and make sure you bring something to the table when you negotiate. A higher score on your LSAT, or something else that you've recently done. Maybe you're still an undergrad and you got these great grades for the next semester. So just things to consider when you negotiate. Always know, where your school falls and where their medians fall for grade for GPAs and for LSAT scores. Okay, bring the best that you've got because this is the season for it. All right, so good luck with everyone. I want to see everybody in the school of their dreams. All right, bye y'all.